Okay, so in this video, guys, I'm going to introduce a new topic to you, and that topic is energy. And what I'd like you to do is watch the video. If I'm going too fast, you can pause it. If there's something you don't understand, you can rewind it and play it again. And if you have any questions above that, you can always type it into Teams, and I'll answer it as best I can, either by writing something back to you on Teams, or I'll make another video with the answer. So what you want to do is you want to make notes as you watch this video, and as I said, you can pause it if I'm going too fast. So in your copy, the new topic is energy, so that's going to be the heading on your page. And in today's lesson, we want to look at what is energy, what are the different forms of energy, and what are energy transfers. So what is energy? Energy is a really hard thing to describe. It's very abstract, and lots of different things can have energy, and energy can exist in lots of different forms. So it's really difficult to describe, but the science definition for energy is the ability to do work. So you definitely want to take down that definition, because that's the kind of definition that they like to see in exams, and they like to that's the general description for what energy is. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense to us at the moment. But in terms of science, doing work basically means if you can move something. So that means the definition for energy is something has energy if it has the ability to cause something else to move, or to try and cause something else to move. Now, there's lots of different types of energy, and you might have seen some of them before, and it's not really clear how all of these can cause things to move now, but as we move through the topic, hopefully it'll make a bit more sense. So what are the different types of energy? Well, one of the types of energy is heat. When something has a higher temperature, or when something is hot, it has a lot of energy. It has heat energy, which is a kind of a stored energy. Another type of energy would be light. Another type of energy would be sound. Electrical energy is another one. We also have chemical energy. We have something called kinetic energy. And we have something called gravitational energy. And I think there's one more, there's elastic energy. And if you open your textbook and you read pages 274 and 275, it will go into a lot of detail about what all these different types of energy are. But I'm just going to explain a couple of them now to you, okay? So heat energy is when something is hot. Light energy is when something is giving out light, or when light is moving from one place to another. Sound energy is when something's giving out sound, or when something's loud or quiet. Electric energy is the energy that flows through cables to power all our electrical devices. Now, chemical energy, that's one that is an interesting one. Chemical energy can exist in different forms as well, but one of the ways it exists is it's energy stored in food. So if you think about how you get your energy every day to move around and to go to school and do all the different things you do, you get your energy from food. And the type of energy that's stored in food we call chemical energy. Kinetic energy is the energy something has when it's moving. So that's a new word for you, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy something has when it's moving. So it's hard for me to explain this as well over the video, but we could look at different examples. Let's say, for example, you had a car, and that car is moving at a speed of 10 meters per second. That means every second it travels 10 meters. and you had another car which is moving at 20 meters per second. Now both of these cars are moving, so we would say that both of them have kinetic energy. But because this car is moving a lot faster, which one do you think will have a lot more energy or will have more kinetic energy? Well, hopefully you'll have guessed that it's this car. Because it's moving faster, it has more kinetic energy. And the faster things move, the more kinetic energy that they have. The other type of energy that you wouldn't have heard of before is gravitational energy. And gravitational energy is also known as potential energy. Potential, or gravitational potential energy sometimes it's called. And gravitational energy is the energy something has when it's up high. So you imagine I have a floor here and I have a ball on the floor. That ball isn't moving, so it has no energy. But if I take that ball and I lift it up high and I hold it in my hands, it's not moving now, but it has the potential to move. And remember, our definition for energy was the ability to make things move. So we say it has gravitational energy. And once I let that ball go, it will fall to the ground. So just like with the cars and different speeds having different kinetics energies, if things are at different heights, they have different gravitational potential energies. So for example, if I call this ball A and this ball B, ball A is higher than ball B, so ball A is going to have more gravitational potential energy than B. Okay, so that's the different types of energy. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to read pages 273 to 275 in your textbook. And once you've done that, I'm going to upload a sheet and I'm going to call it Worksheet 1. And in Worksheet 1 there's a picture with lots of different things going on, and there's some questions where you have to identify the different types of energy. And what I'd like you to do is write the answers to that worksheet into your copy, take a picture, and then send that work back to me on Teams.